Schools run fire drills, not because a fire is guaranteed today, but so if the alarm sounds, nobody panics. Everyone knows what to do. Yet for the most statistically likely emergency a modern family will face, cognitive decline, most households have zero preparation. We practice for the unlikely, but often overlook the inevitable. This chart maps out the family crisis cascade. Historically, families rarely collapse over the medical diagnosis itself. They fracture during the predictable fallout, a delayed reaction, sudden legal lockouts, and a rapid drain on assets. You cannot control a medical diagnosis, but looking at the data, the disease itself rarely bankrupts a family. The lack of a plan does. To rewrite this timeline, families have to insert specific fire drills long before the emergency starts. That is the exact purpose of the Dementia Readiness and Financial Legacy VIP experience, a system built to practice your family's response before you ever need it. The first failure point usually happens right at the beginning, ignoring the early signs. Forgetting where you put your keys is normal aging. Forgetting what a key is actually used for is a warning sign. Recognizing the difference buys you time. This visual represents the MoCA test. It's a standard 10-minute assessment used by doctors, scored out of 30, that functions as a baseline report card for the brain. The tasks are simple. A doctor asks a patient to draw a clock showing 10 past 5, identify a picture of a lion, or recall a list of 5 simple words a few minutes later. A low score on this test does not equal a dementia diagnosis on its own. It acts as a flashlight. It simply tells the doctor where to point the beam and look a little closer. Once you know what to look for, you pack your bags. A hospital go folder is a single grab-and-go file containing medication trackers and checklists. It ensures you walk into any sudden appointment fully equipped. Catching that initial spark and understanding the clinical tests demystifies the entire medical process. It gives you the time needed to make critical decisions while your loved one can still actively participate in them. A common tragedy plays out in hospitals every day. A family rushes in to help their parents manage a crisis, only to discover they have no legal standing to access bank accounts or even speak to the doctors. This diagram illustrates the locked door concept. Once cognitive capacity is lost, legal doors lock automatically. Without prior documentation, families are forced into this slow, expensive bottleneck known as the probate court system. The solution is to formalize the transition of authority, signing the power of attorney, healthcare proxies, and HIPAA authorizations, while your loved one still has the legal standing to choose their own representatives. Executing these documents doesn't mean your parents are surrendering their autonomy. It is the only guaranteed mechanism to keep decision-making inside the family, rather than handing it over to a judge. Beyond the legal hurdles, a diagnosis usually reveals a shattered 1,000-piece financial puzzle. Accounts are often scattered across old emails, safe deposit boxes, and fading memories. The fix is consolidation. Every bank account, long-term care policy, and beneficiary designation gets pulled out of the ether and secured into a single physical inventory, while the details are still accessible. You can also offload the heavy analytical lifting. Artificial intelligence acts as a tireless assistant, capable of instantly summarizing 50-page neurology reports or translating dense insurance policies into plain English at 2 in the morning. Then there is the human element. The final point of failure is often sibling resentment, where undocumented and unequal caregiving burdens pull a once close family apart. A basketball team doesn't assign positions in the middle of a game, they huddle first. Establishing clear caregiving calendars and a specific who does what outline ensures everyone knows their exact job before the pressure hits. By organizing finances into one box, utilizing AI for the heavy lifting, and defining family roles clearly, you create a structural barrier. The disease might take memories, but it cannot steal accumulated wealth or family unity. While the diagnosis is fixed, the systemic collapse of a family's wealth is a trajectory that can be intercepted. Planning doesn't eliminate the cost of care, but it prevents the unnecessary losses caused by legal lockouts and missed deadlines. This dial represents the Dementia Financial Readiness Score. It measures a family's preparedness on a scale of 0 to 100 across 10 areas. A low initial number is just a starting line. Every policy reviewed and document signed systematically pushes the needle upward. This process culminates in a one-on-one 60-minute VIP planning session. Families don't leave with a generic template. They leave with a customized family action plan featuring their own names, assets, and exact next steps. Find the leak, fix the plan, build a legacy that lasts. You can begin that process today by joining the AI Legacy Builders Circle. We can't control what a medical diagnosis brings to our doorstep, but we can control our state of readiness. Leaving an inheritance is a final act of care, but providing the plan to navigate the crisis is the act that ensures that inheritance actually survives.